And we are here to shake the matrix, expand our minds, and of course, make us all think like the beautiful things we like to do. How are you guys all doing this beautiful morning? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. We're grand this morning. Hello, Infamous. How are you doing this morning? Good to have you here. It's been a while, huh? Hang on, I'm just going to send an invite and we should be good. How you guys doing? Grand risings, grand risings. So we've got some good topics to talk about today, man. So it should be good. You've been busy with work. Well, hey, there's the grind, right? Well, I'm glad you are here. It's amazing to have you here. Good morning. I have been doing well. I've been observing my body is definitely going through some health challenges, and but I'm doing what I can to take care of those things. And luckily, I still got a voice to talk, so I got some things growing around my neck that kind of choke out my voice a bit. But hey, we're not going to give it any attention because the thing is, mindset and the way we look at things are really important. I've got myself a really good community and and they know how I am with these things. Yeah, it makes me sound like a boy going through puberty or something. It's quite interesting, and sometimes I don't breathe very well. So yeah, um, I'm not gonna label this stuff, but it's been I've observed challenges, and I've also been thankful because let's face it, you guys, I bounced out of hospice and I've been on the go, go, go for so many years now and who've been able to come and teach you guys all this stuff. And we never die. We are an energy. We cannot be created nor destroyed. So we transition though. We go into different realms and existences. But I'm here and that's what we're gonna go on. And in this time I never cease to exist. And that's the beautiful thing about life, right? Right? I do look good even though I'm going through observing challenges. I'm not going through, but I'm observing them in this human avatar. But yeah, it's amazing. I've been able to go past it. There's are definitely times I got to take some rest and some time out. And sometimes, there's times where I observe that it's feeling a little off. But you know what? I just sit in the light and I'm doing okay. Right? Get where you're coming from, right? All right, so let's talk about what this is. We're going to talk about the dark side of awakening and entering the quantum shifts. So, welcome all you soul family and beautiful people. Thank you for joining us today. And those of you that are joining us right now live, awesome to have you on here. If you're watching it this afternoon or this evening, it doesn't matter because everything goes. Time is just something we constructed ourselves, anyways. So, welcome. If you are here, it's because you're ready for this message. It's exactly what's going on. And this is not no soft message. This is not a love and unicorn teaching, like we get try to get this put under sometimes. This is the truth for the awakened, the ones in this season. Right now, humanity is the quantum shift, a moment where time, identity, relationships, and consciousness are being tested. And we got to pay attention. In Awaken, the lion escapes the matrix and returned to Eden. I wrote, Awakening is the doorway, not the destination. And if you're watching this, it means choose to keep walking through that doorway. You may you may feel that life is circling back. Old wounds are resurrecting and resurfacing. Patterns you thought were dead are knocking again. People you trusted are revealing shadows you didn't see before. Some of you feel like you're floating between worlds. Some of you feel like you're dissolving. This is the not regression. This is compression, the pressure before expansion. Psychology calls it shadow resurgence. The moment the subconscious pushes up all the debris so you can evolve. Neuroscience recognizes it as a limbic resistance. You know, your brain trying to protect you by returning to old patterns. Let me see what you're saying, Aim Famous. Actually waiting for the dog to come in. I go weekly to dogs, and she's an hour late today, about to fall asleep in this chair if I have to wait too much longer. Oh my goodness, yeah. Sometimes I swear it's like a full-time job. I actually, man, I'm kind of in a place where I got to get to some of the places because I'm too far away, and I got to get the gas funds to come together for that. So we'll be working on that, and then I got to get myself to some places and get some of these checkings going on because this choking's getting a little too much. So spirituality, the agnostics call it archonic interference. Anything that tries to keep consciousness asleep, and nature shows us the same pattern, you know. There are ancient forests where certain seeds cannot open unless they're exposed to fire. Not warmth, not sunlight. To the outside world, it looks like destruction. To the but inside the forest, it looks like fire is activation. And you know, let me tell you, with my own life, when my own life burned, okay, literally, when my home turned to ash and I lost everything, and I mean it. I even spent a time where I know exactly what it feels like to be a mom and lose your children. Because when the fire department and police called, they believed my kids were in the house and had a backdraft and it blew. But thank goodness we discovered later that they had gotten out, and that quite a while later that they were found. But thankfully, a parent had taken them in to keep them safe while our home was burning down and they were watching their animals go. But I, as a mother, got to believe my children were gone. It was the most devastating feeling I could have ever faced or imagined. I lost everything. Even my best friend, my pet, was my best friend. My sons lost their best friends. I didn't understand anything at the time. Even friends, they couldn't. I was paying for wages of friends. I used to be really well off. And so I was paying their freaking wages to help them while they were dealing with ruts in their lives. But when it came to me having destruction, they said they couldn't be around me. They couldn't handle the heaviness. Well, of course you're going to be down and out and heavy because holy crap. In one sweep of a moment, you went what it's like to lose your children, to believe truly that they were gone, to then truly lose absolutely everything but the clothes on your back and the guitar in your hand. Thankfully, some strange reason, one of your other guitars survived, not like it matters, because when I died, I handed it to someone with them giving me the word that if I ever wanted it back, I would get it back, but they never did. So I went through all these hardships and I never understood them, and I could have sat in this victim mode. But later I got to see the truth. You see, some seeds in us only open when everything else is burned away. Do you know that even some addicts that end up picking that addiction up actually ends up waking them up and saving their lives in the long run because it brought everything so forward and got them to the place where they finally said, oh my gosh. See, some seeds in us only open when everything is burnt away. And some of you right now are walking through your fire season. And it don't feel good. And you want to just have those old reactions where you can point a finger and blame. But I promise you, just gaze in the mirror and you'll see. More often than not, you go out on a limb to help someone. And when it comes a time where you need a helping hand, they're out. Exactly. Or they'll take your help as not help because they don't want to gaze into the mirror and see the truth. See, I'm one of those type when I see a disturbance, I go gaze in the mirror myself. And when that mirror shows me, hey, this is the only thing, and you just need to put boundaries down, then I go forth with that mirror. Understand, pressure required to open the seeds of your destiny sometimes is a destruction we go through. See, this is a season of deep awakening right now, people. It's no game right now. These are the testing grounds. And let me speak plainly about this. This is not the season to build new relationships. This is a season to watch who drains your field, who argues with your reflection, who projects their unhealed wounds onto you, and who blames you for shining light what they refuse to see or face. See, truth doesn't always feel good. It shakes. It's not light. It's not light and unicorns, man. So that's why you go to work every week. I'm in a program that gets medicine and therapy for. I didn't realize how much of a challenge even going through recovery is, but it's been amazing. It's not easy sometimes, man. You know, a lot of times the challenges I go through in this physical observation of observing the health meter, it brings me to the place of being in the moment of who I am instead of recognizing what the world has put on. But pay attention, who's been blaming you for shining light on what refuses to face? And some of you feel like a target. Some of you feel misunderstood. But some of you feel alone. You're not being attacked. People are reacting to their own reflections right now. So understand that. It's either they're going to gaze or they're going to run. Yeah, now I understand. I've been doing it myself for years. Sometimes I can't even count on friends who promise to get you for a ride to a place to follow through. So I sit there and wait. But I'm one of those people that take the most common things that people would die from and I make it like a common cold in my body. So I think that's why sometimes they don't pay attention. But it's not their job. So I got to do it myself. And I recognize that. This is this is the avatar it chose. And it's there to teach us something, to make us realize what we can accomplish. I mean, heck, man, when I was in hospice, I mean, they couldn't even bathe me. I mean, I dragged my ass down the hallway with wheelchairs and all kinds of things. No one could do anything but give me the medicines that they were giving me or talk to me. But I understand, hear me, you are not being attacked. People are reacting to their own reflection. You are reflectors. For those of you that understand this, a mirror, a lioness, a lion in a world still pretending to be asleep, not really ready or wanting to face anything. And you got to remember that. And sometimes that's why we tuck in. You know, I once had someone come to me saying, Ariel, help me. I'm ready. I want to face my shadows. But the moment I held up a mirror, and even a community has tried to hold a mirror, the moment I reflected what they didn't want to see, suddenly I became the enemy. They weren't fighting me, they were fighting themselves. The Spirit said as I meditated, you're not in conflict with them. They're at war with their own shadow. Hold your ground. See, this is why many awakened ones are pulling back from people right now and out of isolation but protection. You know, you cannot save someone committed to their story more than their transformation. One of the greatest deceptions on the awakening path is love and light only. The archons, the distortions want humanity soft, agreeable, numb, and passive. Love and light without truth becomes spiritual sedation. Awakening is not soft. Awakening is not pretty aesthetics. Awakening is not feeling good, you know, feel good lifestyles. Awakening is shadow work, boundaries, fire, mirror, identity death, courage. Seeing what others refuse to see. As I say in my books, light without truth becomes a lie, and truth without courage becomes silence. And this season requires both light and truth. Let's go deeper. Right now, everything is a mirror. Every reaction you have, every relationship you're in, every trigger, every emotion. It was always so peaceful and such a comfort getting to be a part of your journey too. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. See, you cannot outrun a mirror. You cannot hide from the shadow. You cannot bypass lessons. And quantum physics tells us that the observer changes what is observed. See, your inner world shapes your outer reality. Your consciousness creates that reflection. Agnosticism teaching that the soul evolves by facing the ionic mirror, the place where the illusion all dissolves. And I learned this truth in the most profound way. There was a moment in my life where my body stopped fighting. I was in hospice all of a sudden. I accepted death as if it was a real existence. I accepted the lie. I paid for my own funeral. I wish I could have that money back, man. I paid for a funeral out there. I said goodbye to this world. I went through the tormented emotions of knowing I was leaving. But in that room, everything became a mirror. I was alone, even though people were there. I just saw the mirrors. It's all I could see. And eventually in that mirror rose a lioness. To the point that when I returned to life, my own adopted family that took me in, they saw that my eyes changed. They saw my face shift and return. These aren't things I've even spoken about on interviews. I hold back quite a bit. People think I don't know details. Oh, I do. It's just a matter of whether you're ready for them. Because what my existence of my journey is not yours. But yet it is at the same time. Because we're one consciousness. See, everything before I passed this existence became a mirror. I saw every belief I still carried, every story I still held, every rejection I believed, every illusion I was still attached to. And when I stopped running, and it's taken me years, and when I stopped resisting, and when I surrendered, the mirror dissolved. And that's when I woke up in a pod on a ship as energy beings, as an energy force. But the best way to describe it to you is a ship, so I don't know how else to get it into your heads. But understand, we are not our bodies. We are not our stories. We have been prisoners. We are consciousness inside a simulation designed for awakening. And we decided we wanted to be awoken. And the moment taught me that only one thing, only thing we ever run from is ourselves. And that's why I became best friends with myself. I stopped running. And the moment we stop, we awaken. And some of you feel like you're in between, not who you were, not who you're becoming, suspended in a void. This is the quantum gap. And in physics, it's called the phase transition zone, the most unstable state right before matter recognizes into a higher form. In spirituality, it's the void, the womb of rebirth, disguised as emptiness. You might wonder, why do I have these tears? Because I am telling you of what I went through. And you go from a caterpillar to sizzleless goo to become the butterfly. Hello, Marcia. In Return to Eden, I call it the place where identity dies and the eternal self rises. The diamond. The diamond that was buried in the shit, the mud. Absolutely, Mom. Been saying that I'm my higher power. Not to say that don't believe in the possibility of gods. We all are gods. We all are as one consciousness. It's not some external existence, it's internal. In Return to Eden, I call it the place where identity dies and the external self rises. Do not fear this place. It is the gate to your next level. You must shield yourself when entering society right now. And some people are not bad. They are drowning and they will pull on you while you're sinking. While they're sinking, I should say. Pay attention to who triggers your nervous system, who drains your field. Respond to your truth with blame. Cannot face their reflections. Pay attention to those that do that. This is not the season to pour into everyone. This is a season to pour into yourself. Yes, it really is. And can you sabotage your awakening? Yes, the truth is you truly can. And it happens more than most think. Sabotage looks like this: staying busy instead of still, avoiding the mirror, playing small, staying in relationships that lower your frequencies. using spiritual language to avoid emotional truth, clinging to stories that keep you wounded, running from discomfort. But hear this. Awakening requires honesty. It requires surrender. It requires identity death. And the only prison that exists is the one we agree to remain in. So I'm telling you, press in. Some of you are being stretched. Some of you are being tested. Some of you are being called into isolation. And some of you are being upgraded so fast that your old world cannot follow. This is not rejection. This is selection. You are being chosen for the next level of your destiny. This is the pre-level up phase. The spiritual molting, the shedding of timelines. The dissolving of old identities. Walk through it. Do not hesitate. Yes, we love Marsha joining us. That's for sure. If you feel like you've gone backwards, you haven't. Make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. So, by the way, everybody, Marsha Anderson's mom, she's the one who took me in when I was dying. So, thanks for joining. You deserve to be known. She's the one who's helped me many times when I was gazing into the mirror and wanted to give up. So, and when I can't think straight, she's also the one who helped me with my books and editing them. So she knows what my heart is. She's just good at helping me look in the mirror and getting clear. So thank you, because you're an amazing woman. Having people like us are not easy. We're like not normal. So if you feel like you've gone backwards, you haven't. You've gone deeper. And if life's been feeling intense, it's because you're expanding. If people are reacting, it's because you're reflecting. And if you're watching this, it's because you are ready. So don't run. So understand this, guys. We're in a quantum shift. And so stand in your power. Go deep. Protect your energy. Walk through the fire. Embrace the mirror. Remember who you are. You're not here to be soft. You're here to be sovereign. So welcome to the next level. Yeah. Welcome to the next level. It's not easy, guys. Waking up, man. I mean, come on. You realize, holy crap, I got no fingers to point but at myself. Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, everybody, It's great to be here with you guys this morning. If you've missed this, and don't forget you can watch the replay, but also at 10 a.m. we are going to be teaching again on TikTok. And we'll see if I make it through without being the bubbling, crying messenger. So there you go. Holy cow. I've had many of the moments you're having now, Mom. I reflect a lot, man. It's all I do. Every time, man, I go, oh gosh. Like last night, I went out, had some dinner with a friend, and then came straight home and just started looking and gazing into the mirror, saying like where I could go deeper. And this morning I'm writing. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, as I'm writing, I'm like, I didn't know what to teach. I just started writing. And it came out like this. So that's good. So much love, you guys. Make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every single day. It brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize you are valuable and you matter, and you're all unique puzzle pieces, a part of the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. Hang in there. Peace and love. It is good and it is needed. That's correct. See you guys next time. See you tomorrow.